right, let's talk about doing a proper plank. How to do a proper plank. What's the big deal about planks? Well, planks truly are the gold standard for core strength. An activity or an exercise that is a gold standard for how strong is your core would be to do a plank. But before you do a plank, if you haven't watched our video on transverse abdominal, the TVA, go watch that because that's really important to learn first before you practice a plank. Now, here's the thing about a plank. It is a total body thing to do. When you do a plank, you are doing total body engagement, but the core is responsible for integrating the upper body to the lower body, which is what the core is responsible to do all the time. But when you're in a plank, you are really going to feel it. So we often tend to think for core strength, I need to do more crunches, I need to do more Russian twists, I need to be more dynamic. When really in these subtle, holding, strong places where your TVA is engaged in such a thing as a plank, that is really the true test of your abdominal strength. So who should avoid a plank? Let's talk about that before I show you the proper form. Avoid it if you have a shoulder injury. If you're currently a rotator cuff, anything in this shoulder girdle area that you are recovering from, pass on the crunches. But you can find other ways to do standing core, standing plank in a sense, that you're engaging that TVA. So it does require a lot of shoulder engagement, which I will talk about in a second. So if you're recovering from an injury in a shoulder, probably want to pass on it. The other thing would be if you have current core instability. If you just had a baby, you want to make sure that you've been cleared. Okay, it's time to start training. You can train again because often those pregnancy hormones will change the relaxin hormone that gets released that can create some core and some instability. So you want to be more gentle. Go watch my TVA exercise video. That will be a great place to start. Other than that, it is a doable exercise for everyone. So let's talk about how to do it. Go ahead and come down to a mat if you have available. And I'm going to start kind of from the top down. As you're in a plank position, we'll start first with your knees because this is a modified plank. You want to go ahead and let the weight of those hips come forward. Now, first thing first, your head, you want your head to be an extension of your spine. So you don't want to hang the chin, and you also don't want to be straining the neck. So just think of it being an extension of your spine. Now, from here, your arms go right underneath your shoulders. This is really important. Shoulder engagement. You want to think about spreading your lats wide. I'm going to turn here. So you don't want to draw it down. You want to flare out a bit and engage those shoulder blades on the back. So I like to think of your back, your shoulder girdle like wings. You want them to expand out when you are in a plank position. So engaging the hands is really important, almost like pressing the knuckles down into the mat. So feel that for a second. And then feel an engagement of dropping your shoulders out of your ears, but almost like with your hands, like if you're turning pickle jars inward just a bit so that you have to open up and expand through the shoulder girdle. Head is still neutral. Now, I'm now going to think about my core and engage that transverse abdominal, lifting up at the belly. Now, the next step would be to go into the lower body, lift the knees up, and now press through the heels. That's really important. The legs are connected to this as well. So pressing through the heels will engage the quads, the glutes a bit, and then I'm still holding all the other parts we talked about. Lifting the belly, and finally, think about that transverse abdominal drawing in. You don't want to sag, and you also don't want to come too high. If you start to find yourself sagging or coming too high, then reset with the knees down and breathe. It is going to heat up. You're going to feel a little bit of a shake going on, and that's pretty much how you know that you are doing it right. How long should you do it for? As long as you can hold while keeping the integrity of the move. So for some of you, it might be 10 seconds. Just hold it, put your knees down, nice little recovery, back in a child's pose and stretch, and then go back into it. Up to a minute plank holds, 2 minutes. You can do however you want. If you have wrist pain, you can bring that down to modification on your forearms And same thing, I can modify here, press up through the knees, and think the minute you come up, long spine, lengthen, watch for those curves that might happen. And another great thing is take a picture. We all got our selfies. Set it up your phone and take a look to see how you are doing or get some feedback from someone else. This is fantastic core strength. You don't have to move faster or stronger to get the strength that your body was made to hold. There you go. How often to do a plank is a question. How often can I do it? Every day. You can do a plank every day. You can do it while you're waiting for something to happen in your house, something's cooking, whatever it might be. However long you can do it. You can't overdo a plank only if you are doing it incorrectly and compromising your form. It's a fantastic core strength builder. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this, head on over to Revelation Wellness for more free trainings and resources. Peace.